Okay, this began as a presentation about whether or not we have to do the whole process in order to get the benefits. But as I've suggested in the title, the quick answer is no, we don't. And that is important because we actually recommend that if you're dealing with minors, as you might be in a high school or middle school situation, it's probably best that you don't. So let me explain. So I should say initially, of course, that uh, everyone is free to do what feels right to them. No one is bound to do anything in this process. It's all voluntary. So if you look at the process and decide that some parts resonate with you while others do not, that is fine if it works and if you feel that it's worth doing. Um, so uh, on the whole, we want people to be happy and to get the fullest life possible. And we don't mind if it's done through us or through doing what we do, or partially through doing what we do, or by some other way altogether. That's what we want. Um, however, we do say that the greatest benefits come from uh, from a systematic and thorough process approach to the process. The greatest promise here is supernatural change through union with God. And the best guarantee, it seems, through experience, that this will happen is to undertake the whole process and not take it, as I've heard the phrase, cafeteria style. That is just doing parts that appeal to us. The supernatural dimension sets this process apart from any that relies on natural wisdom. So many counseling processes, for example. This is slightly different, or actually significantly different, although superficially it might look the same. Um, we're reaching more deeply in what we're aiming for here, and that is the source of joy, the supernatural dimension, in other words, God, that comes through this process when we connect with that. Therefore, we encourage those who are not, who are thinking about this to get a mentor and go through the whole process. But as I mentioned at the beginning, an important exception to this is for those that should be taken note by those running a way of beauty group for minors, say middle school or high schoolers. We suggest that probably it's best not to undergo the full process, and asking students of that age to reveal their innermost thoughts to someone whom they don't know that well and who is not their parents is probably not a good idea. I mean, it's ultimately each person decides what they want to do, but I wouldn't do that. And so while personal mentorship is probably best for most people, it's probably something best undertaken when an adult. In this case, we feel that guidance in the group setting is best. So we can set out the principles, and people can talk in a general way about how they've done it and encourage individual students. And we can go through the whole process. And this, even if the students decide not to do it all themselves, gives them a sense of what's in store for them. But the main focus and the main focus of encouragement is on the foundational practices of the daily and weekly routine. We hope to embed in the young people those habits of faith and creativity, and then maybe suggest to them when they come of age that this might be something that they would wish to do, and we can then help them to find a mentor when they're in a position to make a personal decision responsibly.